it's uncomfortable and traumatic for the people here, but that's what protesting is about. And so
it is evil to attack any house of worship in America. It is illegal. We will pursue charges in this case. I see various crimes that have occurred. Exactly what they are, I'm not going to flag, but the FACE Act has been mentioned as one of the predicates there.
I can't tell you exactly what they're doing, but it's called Operation Pull Up.
More information has come out about Don Lemon. He's apparently, according to the DOJ, is going to be charged under the KKK Act for allegedly inciting a church raid. Turns out that this is actually highly illegal. Don Lemon just happened to be there with a camera, with a microphone, with all the shots. Oh my goodness. He even went and chased children that were running out of the church trying to escape and flee this, because we know the radical left in America has resorted to insane amounts of violence. So people had every right to fear for their life and safety when this took place. So we're going to take a look at all the new evidence that has surfaced, because it's not looking good for Don Lemon. We're going to start off with this Fox News clip right here.
Hi, Dana. These activists walked into this peaceful church service unannounced, started screaming anti-ICE chants, getting into people's faces, all because they say one of the pastors works for ICE.
ICE out! ICE out! You like ICE? You support ICE?
Protesters shouted "ICE out" in the name of Jesus and chanted the name of Renee Good, the woman DHS says an ICE agent shot in self-defense earlier this month. Don Lemon, a former news anchor, says he followed the protesters into the church. An organizer told Lemon this is a clandestine operation meant to disrupt a key location. Some video shows a protester confronting churchgoers, calling them, quote, comfortable white people, and shouting, "You have your nice jewelry. What do you do to stand with your Somali community?" The Department of Justice is launching a civil rights investigation. Attorney General Pam Bondi writing, "I just spoke to the pastor in Minnesota whose church was targeted. Attacks against law enforcement and the intimidation of Christians are being met with the full force of the federal law." Ooh. DOJ Senior Advisor Alina Habba on Fox this morning.
The Department of Justice will come down hard. Our Civil Rights Division will come down hard on anybody who tries to impede or intimidate somebody in a place of worship.
We began reaching out to the governor and the mayor yesterday for a response on this incident. We have not heard back. ICE is responding, saying, quote, Tim Walz and Jacob Fry are responsible for whipping these mobs into a frenzy.
Like, they truly are. All of this could have been avoided if these left-wing politicians and numbnuts had said, when federal agents are conducting their investigations, leave them alone. Stop trying to impede law enforcement. It's that simple. But no, instead they pander. It's almost an insurrection, to be honest, what they're doing. They're saying, hey, yeah, go ahead. Get ICE out of here. Do what you guys need to do. Fight the good fight. Oh my goodness. This is going to get so damn ugly.
Into Minneapolis a little bit ago and did some reconnaissance on the ground, speaking to an organization there.
Bro,
that's
you're going to jail
for resistance and protest. I've been pleasantly surprised to see the community coming together. Diverse community. If you see this, when we first pulled up, we're like, wait a minute, which operation are we at? And as it turns out, because we were like, well, this is kind of MAGA coded, right? So the American flag or whatever, but these are resistance protesters. They're planning an operation that we're going to follow them on. I can't tell you exactly what they're doing, but it's called Operation Pull Up, and it's Takima Armstrong, and she has been doing this since George Floyd, Dante Wright, and others, where they surprise people, catch them off guard, and hold them to account. And so that's what we're doing here. And then after we do this operation, you'll see it live. And these operations are surprise operations. Again, can't tell you where they're going.
Bro, what the heck is going on? These people think they're in like a Star Wars movie and that they're the rebellion fighting against the Empire or some shit. This is insane. This is what they say. That when Trump says that these are organized events and that this is like a deep-seated left-wing terrorist, kind of organized activist thing that's going on. This is what he's literally talking about. People are like, oh, what do you mean it's organized? What do you mean? Right here, they have an operation name for it, Operation Pull Up. Come on. It's literally right in front of our faces. Don Lemon just happened to be driving through and seen this. He's part of it. He's a part of it. He's a part of the problem, and he's going to jail very soon.
Watch this guy here. Look, he's hugging his kid.
Kids are running away.
You know, I've
families are fleeing.
It's uncomfortable and traumatic for the people here. But again, careful. It's very slippery right here. Yeah. It's uncomfortable and traumatic for the people here. But that's what really, careful, please. Really slippery. Not kidding. That's what protesting is about. And so, watch this guy.
He's literally proud that he's making kids flee church at a place of worship. Like, come on, bro. This is disgusting, degenerate behavior. And as we're about to take a look at, this is actually highly illegal, which is why he's going to be charged under the KKK Act.
We will pursue charges in this case. I see various crimes that have occurred. Exactly what they are, I'm not going to flag, but the FACE Act has been mentioned as one of the predicates there. In other cases, the Biden DOJ used the Klan Act conspiracy charges tacked on to the FACE Act in the case of protests outside abortion clinics to bring much longer sentences. So there are a number of tools available to us. Who funded this? What else? What other crimes may have occurred? Was there a use of the wires or the mails in preparing for this event? Did anyone cross state lines to do this? All of those are potential predicates for additional federal charges.
They are getting their asses sued and thrown in jail. This is insane, degenerate behavior, man. To cross state lines and go and interrupt a church service at the place of worship? Oh my goodness. Why is it always attacks against Christians? Not that I'm advocating for this to happen to, I don't know, mosques and Muslims, right? Leave places of worship alone. But why is it always after Christians? You gotta, at some point, you have to ask that question.
I've just pulled up the Klan Act because this is the first time that I've heard this mentioned. This is a act that was passed in 1871, correction there, to combat the Ku Klux Klan and protect African Americans' voting rights, especially the Enforcement Act, which is known as the Force Act. So here's some of the information on screen. Would you mind breaking down for us, because we have just read the FACE Act and how this is an obscenity to the FACE Act, an obvious and egregious demonstrable violation of the FACE Act, because they were entering a place of worship, harassing and threatening. We just played a video of a man, a bearded man, who was threatening to attack the Christians that were worshiping there. So it seems like...
And Don Lemon is proud of this. When he did his little video chasing children and families out of the church, he literally said, well, yeah, people here are uncomfortable and they're fleeing and you see kids running away, but that's the whole point of our protest. That's what we're aiming to do, right?
An obvious FACE Act violation, but the Klan Act here, it is on screen. First time I've heard it mentioned. Can you unpack this for us, Harmeet?
Yeah, the Klan Act is one of the most important federal civil rights statutes, and it goes back to the time when President Lincoln emancipated the slaves, and yet the southern states, Dixiecrats mainly, were refusing to give them equal rights. And in fact, that you had sheriffs and you had law enforcement harassing the newly freed slaves. So the Klan Act is a law that makes it illegal to terrorize citizens, to violate their civil rights, to get together and conspire to violate the civil rights. It is often used against law enforcement, but is now used against others as well. So,
oh my goodness. If Don Lemon is charged under this, first of all, I don't think he's ever going to see the sunlight again, the light of day. Okay. Second of all, this is going to throw the left into a massive spiral. And I think that there's going to be more retaliatory responses from the left. I'm not saying that he shouldn't be charged with this. If the shoe fits, then, call a spade kind of thing. If this is what Don Lemon should be charged with, then that's what he'll likely get charged with. But holy crap, this is going to spark. I feel like we're on the brink of a civil war right now, because politicians on the left and the left mainstream media, they are refusing to just say what needs to be said. Stop impeding on people's rights. Stop going after federal law or law enforcement that are doing their job. This is America. We follow the law. Okay, the white picket fence American dream is possible. You just have to follow the freaking law. That's all they have to say, but they're not. So you're literally seeing, mainstream media is probably going to eventually get shut down. This is bad. This is bad. Don Lemon, if he's worthy of being charged under this, sure. Yeah. I mean, it is what it is. But I can't imagine that all the late night shows, all the media, all the radical lefts, that they're just going to let this happen and say, you know what? That's right. I think that it's going to, it's gonna get a lot worse. Holy crap. Apparently even Nicki Minaj has chimed in on this. Don cocksucking Lemon is disgusting. How dare you? I want that thug in jail. He would never do that to any other religion. Lock him up. And Nicki Minaj is going hard. I mean, she's sharing Benny Johnson clip that we just saw where, Don Lemon could be charged under the KKK Act. This is wild, man. This is wild.
You give me an update on this post, Harmeet.
Well, yes, actually, I posted that from an airplane, and Pam Bondi and I, my boss, had already been in touch about this incident, what we're going to do about it. And so I'm working hand in hand with her. We have sent federal prosecutors last night from my office in D.C. to Minnesota. They should be landing any moment now. We activated the FBI and the U.S. Attorney's Office as well. And this has the highest attention of the Attorney General and my Department of Justice team, because it is, as you said in your intro, this isn't actually a question of whether we're going to stand for it. We don't stand for it in this country, and not every case that we do at the DOJ gets the headlines, but we've already prosecuted numerous attacks on churches so far in the last 9 months since I took office under Pam Bondi's leadership. We are investigating multiple attacks on synagogues. It is evil to attack any house of worship in America. It is illegal, and what I saw yesterday made me ashamed, frankly, for the United States, that we have an Attorney General in Minnesota, Keith Ellison, a district attorney.
So it's not just frowned upon. It's actually illegal to do these things, to go and interrupt a place of worship, which is why you're not seeing the right saying, hey, go do this to mosques and Muslims. No. Nobody wants that to happen. Everyone has the right to, to express their religious beliefs and their place of worship. Yeah, for sure. That's what makes, the Western part of the world very awesome to be in. However, you don't have the right to go and interrupt people's places of worship the way that you're doing. And with these mob mentalities, it's weird, it's gross. You can peacefully protest on the side of the streets, but to go into the building, interrupt the service to the point where freaking kids and families are fleeing and having the audacity to chase them down and record it and say, yeah, good. This is why we're doing it, because of this. It makes them uncomfortable. That's messed up, man. That's messed up. And I think that Don Lemon is going to find himself in jail within the next few days. Like and subscribe for more content like this so you can stay updated. I'll see you guys later. Bye for now.